Hello, I'm Alan Holtham. Welcome to this Buyer's Guide to the Lathe. Now, if you're thinking about buying a lathe, you've had a look round, you probably realise by now there's a huge range of different models out there, different prices, different specifications. It's very easy to get confused. This guide will help you choose the right model. But beware, wood turning is seriously addictive. Buying the lathe is just the start of a new and pleasurable hobby. But you don't have to spend a fortune to get started. Before we go any further though, let's just have a look at the main components of the lathe and get familiar with their names. This is the headstock which carries the main spindle. Now the spindle is powered from the electric motor through a series of stepped pulleys to give us some speed variation for different diameters of work. Although on top of the range models, this speed variation is achieved electronically. Now the headstock may be either fixed or on some models, by slackening off underneath, it may swing round to give us bigger capacity for turning bowls. The bed can be tubes, can be solid bars, or it can be a flat casting. At this end, we have the tailstock used for holding work between centres. Poppet barrel moves in and out on this hand wheel. The tool rest moves up and down the bed as well, locks in any position, and you can also raise and lower the tool rest itself. The whole lathe may be supplied for bench mounting, or you can also buy an optional stand. Now the two capacities you need to think about when you're buying a lathe. The distance between centres, which is the maximum distance here, which dictates the longest workpiece you can turn, and also what we call the swing, which is the distance from the spindle to the bed, and obviously determines the biggest piece of work you can turn over the bed. There are a lot of very cheap lathes on the market. They all look the same, and actually some of them seem to represent quite good value for money. There's a definite correlation here, perhaps more so in lathes than any other machine, between what you pay for and what you get. Many of these actually come with a leg stand and may even incorporate a mechanical variable speed drive as well, a feature normally reserved for top of the range machines. All is not as it seems though. If you take the cover off the headstock, you can see straight away there's nowhere near as much spread on the bearings, nowhere near as much you would think. The bearings are there and there. This pulley overhangs the main spindle by a huge amount, putting leverage on the spindle. This is surely going to introduce vibration when you're turning, particularly on bigger items. This mechanical variable speed works by moving the two halves of the pulley. This arrangement is very noisy and also shreds belt at an incredible rate. You'll soon be changing them. The castings on these lathes are very poor quality, very soft and prone to breaking. They are very much a beginner's lathe, enough just to get you started. But if you progress with your turning much beyond the very basic, you'll quickly outgrow them.